Welcome, everyone, to our September 12th, 2024 regular meeting of the Board of Trustees. I would like to begin our meeting with a Pledge of Allegiance, and I'm asking her to do this. She's not prepared, but she's a good sport. She's going to do it for us anyway, lead our Pledge of Allegiance, our student representative to the board, Erin Beck.
Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right. She's not formally been introduced, but I'm already putting her to work. I love it. For our moment of silence, I'm going to do something just a little bit different, and I'm just going to ask, somewhat like we do maybe in our services with our respected places of worship, do your own thinking about what you would like to think about, and give a thought to. Always, we're always thinking of our staff, we're always thinking of our students and our community. But tonight is a moment of silence also in recognition of our 9/11 victims. Thank you so much. Okay, moving on to our closed session report, item 5.3. The assistant clerk of the board tonight, Catherine H. Smith, will read the reports taken during closed session.
4.1, no reportable action taken regarding public employee performance evaluation, superintendent. 4.2, the Board of Trustees unanimously approved the settlement agreement in OAH case number 2024020946, resolving all issues in dispute by amending students' IEP and providing reimbursements. 4.3, no reportable action taken regarding anticipated litigation. 4.4, the Board of Trustees unanimously approved the settlement agreement in Orange County Superior Court case number 30-0132-01820-CU-PO-CJC. 4.5, no reportable action taken regarding negotiations. And lastly, 4.6, no reportable action taken regarding personnel.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. I would like to recognize a few folks that we have in our audience. We are always appreciative of anyone that comes to our meetings, but I'd also like to recognize a few folks. I believe Jeff Morgenstern, our ASTA president, is here. There he is. Welcome. Jennifer Sasai, our ALTA president, is here. Is that you, Laura? Our, I think I recognize you there. Our Secondary Council PTA president is here. And Lehia Hallstrom, administrator at our building across the street, our ROP. Anyone else that I inadvertently missed? Oh, Lacey Munger, yay. Welcome, everyone. Okay, moving on to our recognitions. Our Divisions 4 CIF Girls Swim Champions. Kennedy High School is here. So the Kennedy High School Girls Swim Relay Team won the CIF Medley Relay and the 4x50 Relay Swim Championships. The team was coached by Eric Corona, Rick Avila, Ron Latham, and Amy Portillo. The team won the championship finals on May 2nd, 2024 at Mount San Antonio College. The team was seated first in the medley relay and second in the 4x50 relay. They defeated 17 other teams in the finals of each event. All right. So, and if you're here, please come on up. The team was made up of Brielle Drunkers, Kiara Kabar, Aria Takayuchi, and Natalie Porpikdi. Bravo. In addition, the winning individual championships in the relays, they led the Kennedy's girls swim teams to its first ever second place overall finish in CIF sectionals. We also want to acknowledge, of course, the families and moms and grandmas.
Congratulations, I'm so happy for you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ira. I was the captain for the swim team at Kennedy High School my junior and senior year. I graduated in 2024, so now I'm a freshman at Whittier College. These past 2 years, or 3 years at Kennedy High School being on the swim team was absolutely amazing. Especially my last season with the team I had. I never expected such an incredible ending. I also do club swimming outside of high school. I've been club swimming since I was 6 years old, and I've never had a moment where I won a relay at a championship meet, and so this was one of the best moments of my life. Really proud of you.
She's the captain, that's why I asked her to speak. Thank you so very much. Bravo. One more round. All right. We have on our next agenda item, Cypress High School Boys State and Girls State Delegates. All right. So if the delegates are here, you can go ahead and stand up, and I'm going to talk about you while everybody's staring at you. Right. Nathan, Jackson Houston, Ryan Huang, Gavin Park. So the Girls State and Boys State are leadership programs through the American Legion and the American Legion Auxiliary designed to increase awareness and knowledge of governmental processes while learning about the duties, privileges, rights, and responsibilities of citizenship. The student nominees from Cypress High School went through a rigorous application and interview process after being nominated for their leadership qualities, academic potential, and character. Each delegate spent a week at Sacramento State University this summer participating in mock government conferences and sessions with other young leaders from throughout the state. The 2024 Girls State delegate from Cypress High School is Sharish Siruvuru, I apologize. And the Boys State delegates from Cypress High School are Nathan Chung, Jackson Houston, Ryan Huang, Gavin Park. Can someone correct me with the name? Shrisha Siruvu. Shrisha Siruvu. I want to get that right. So congratulations, everyone. Our representatives, yeah. Nope. Nope, we have our representatives. I'm excited for our student representatives. I want to bring you up already. Well, yes, we have student speakers. All right. Our first student speaker is Haley Sotelo. Atlanta High School, 9th grade.
Good evening. My name is Haley Sotelo. I am a student at Savannah High School. I would like to say that as a democracy school district, we should be encouraging students to speak, both at these meetings and in others. Nonetheless, we should be making efforts to encourage students to register to vote because they will be the ones who will be choosing and making the decision for who represents them both in local and federal elections. On September 18th, Say Votes will be having a voter registration table at Back to School Night at Savannah High School. Say Votes is a nonpartisan group that focuses on registering youth voters. They are already making change in Santana, and I hope that we can follow their lead. I would personally like to invite all students to come and register to vote. Parents, please encourage your kids to go out and register to vote. They are the ones who will be choosing the people who represent us both here on this board and in our local elections. Board members, the students you serve are the ones who will be voting on the seats you sit on. Padres, por favor motiven a sus hijos a votar porque ellos van a ser quienes escogen quién nos representa aquí en la educación y en el gobierno local. Thank you.
I believe Anthony Galindo. Welcome, Anthony.
All right. Hello, my name is Anthony. I'm a student at South Junior High, and I'm a new member in neutral ground, and they what helped me out a lot was they kept me out of trouble. I had good times with them, and like the years going by so fast, and I hope there's like more stuff like to come, and like more, how do you say it, like events and stuff, and I hope to join their boxing club and be a member of their club. And that's good. All right.
That was great, Anthony. Carlos Orozco. Hi, Carlos.
My name is Carlos Orozco. I go to South Junior High School. I've been with Neutral Ground since 7th grade. They've helped me a lot, like to open up with things I can't really open up with like talk about with other people. And I've had really good times with them.
Christian. Hi, Christian. Can you pronounce your last name for me?
Yeah, my name is Christian Anguiano.
Thank you.
I'm an 8th grade student at South Junior High, and before Neutral Ground, I was on a dark path with addiction and gang violence. I didn't have a father in my life. In April, I started getting closer with Neutral Ground. I started realizing that I didn't need a dad in my life to be a strong man. When I told them, when I opened up, I didn't have a dad, they took that step, and they were father figures to me, not just one, but all of them. And when I didn't have no one to talk to about my problems with the addiction, I opened up to them, and they helped me get away from that. They helped me stay away from everyone who wanted to mess up my life. I found out about their church, and I started going to their service every Sunday. And now I'm doing better in school. I have good grades. I have better friend groups. My mom's happy with me. And
Thank you, students. We really appreciate hearing from you. And you're always welcome to come back and share anything that you'd like with us. And that's why we have this special spot for you early on in the program. So anytime you want to come and share, congratulations to the three that spoke about Neutral Ground. We appreciate you.
May I make a comment?
Yes.
I just want to tell you, you touched my heart. And I'm really holding back the tears and choking, because at your age, to be able to solve this problem, which could be affecting you for the rest of your life, and the people that you love, and the people that surround you in your life. And I just want to thank you for sharing that wonderful story of yours. And I know you'll never forget tonight. This will always ring in your mind as you age and get older, and you'll share your story with other people.
I'd just like to acknowledge their leader tonight too here. So tremendous work that he's doing, incredible work, and we're so proud of all your boys and everything, and the work that you're doing it within our schools. Thank you very much.
I ditto.
All right, Moving on to our report of the associations. Jeff Morgenstern, welcome.
All right, good evening. I'm Board President Randall Trejo, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Matsuda, and Cabinet. It's good to be here tonight. I am happy to report that the Representative Assembly of the Anaheim Secondary Teachers Association has voted to endorse the school bond. So we are excited about that. We are excited to host numerous nights of phone banking at the ASTA office. And this week I've been working with our organizing chair and comms director to put together a member recruitment campaign to get our members and members of the community out to support and campaign for the passage of the bond in November. So happy to be a part of that. I do also, on another note, in terms of staffing this year, we know that given the tight staffing, presented us with some unique challenges. I want to extend my appreciation to both Ed Division and HR for working collaboratively with us and trying to solve some issues and put people in their place. I do know maybe once November wraps up and all the elections finish, we can sit down and kind of figure out, fine-tune the process going forward, look at some of the lessons learned. I know our counselor friends would like to do that as well and be able to kind of have a smoother process next year and kind of look at the details of that. I'm also happy to report that the Budget Stabilization Committee will be meeting with Dr. Nguyen on, I think, the 25th. All the leaders of the associations will be there. We'll be looking at the process and how we want to be able to invite and include members of the community, parents, and students on that committee. So I'm happy that we are getting to work on that this month, and there will be more information to come on that. Also extend my appreciation to Trustee Smith and Hoshi for being at the Insurance Committee yesterday. I'm very pleased that the leaders of the associations were come together and to come up with a consensus for some cost-saving measures for our amazing health benefits and to keep that going as we've used to. I've been in the district now for 27 years, and we've always maintained great health benefits, so I was glad to be a part of that as all the other association leaders were there the other day. And lastly, as we look forward to next week for our first Learning and Leading Day here at the district office, I'm happy to report because of the NEA grant that ASTA received, we're going to be hosting over 60 union members, board members, administrators at the ASTA offices the following day to go over some of the great things that we do here in the district, as well as to kind of show them the way of putting together a great and strong and capable community school steering committee as well. And that concludes my report, so thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Welcome, Jennifer Society.
Good evening, Madam President Randall Trejo, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Matsuda, Executive Cabinet, students, parents, and school community joining us in person and online. Our back-to-school nights across the district have been an overwhelming success. Schools across the district have hosted parents, guardians, and families in person to engage with teachers and staff, learn about the curriculum, and gain insight into their children's educational experience. These events continue to strengthen the vital connection between families and schools, ensuring a successful school year. We look forward to a year filled with academic achievement and growth as we continue to work closely within our communities. We are also excited to celebrate the official grand opening of the new Dr. Jan and Ross Billing Center at Magnolia High School. The ribbon cutting ceremony was held last Thursday. The state-of-the-art facility will enhance learning opportunities for students, providing them with a modern, collaborative space equipped with the latest technology in the area of cybersecurity. Dr. Billings and her family have been instrumental in supporting education in the Anaheim Union High School District for decades, and the center will serve as a legacy to their commitment to our schools. The event included Dr. Billings, her family, retired AUHSD employees, community members, and students to commemorate the significant addition. Our VAPA programs are also doing great things. We are proud of our Anaheim High School band, which performed at halftime at last weekend's USC football game. This is a remarkable achievement and a testament to the dedication of the students and our music programs. The band showcased their talents in front of tens of thousands of spectators at the LA Memorial Coliseum, representing not only Anaheim High School, but our entire district on a prestigious platform. Another milestone in the expansion of sports opportunities within AUHSD is our girls' flag football teams. Catella and Anaheim High Schools competed during halftime at an NFL preseason game at SoFi Stadium. This exciting event provided our students with an incredible experience on a professional sports field. The introduction of girls flag football has been a great success, promoting inclusivity and providing new athletic opportunities for female students. Our community schools are busy. Currently, all community schools are conducting needs assessments from parents, students, and staff. They are also bringing in dental and vision mobile clinics to sites, providing free of charge services to our students in the local communities. Our community schools have also participated in fall convening with all of our school site steering committees. This month, all schools are acknowledging a Suicide Prevention Month. Schools with their social workers have been planning lunchtime events and advisory lessons. As the weather cools and we head into the fall season, we continue to look forward to working together. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Welcome, Lacey.
Good evening, AUHSD Board of Trustees, Superintendent Matsuda, Cabinet, and community members. We are 5 weeks into the school year, and AUHSD counselors, along with our counseling programs, are moving full speed. With students fully scheduled, we have now pivoted to focusing on their college and career readiness in the classroom. Last month, I mentioned the Universal Needs Assessment being rolled out across the district, which asks students about their academic, their personal, social, and their college and career support. While we are still in the process of gathering responses, preliminary data is revealing the following. 83.7% of our students believe school will prepare them for college, career, and life. 79.3% of these students are interested in understanding what the best career options are for themselves. And 78% of them would like more information about their post-high school options. Additionally, 87.7% of our students surveyed know their school counselor is available to help them with academic and personal needs. And though that's not yet at 100%, it's still an encouraging figure, considering, we have a lot of students who might not know what a school counselor does for them. And our goal is always to hit that 100%. If you're wondering why is this information and why are these percentages important to school counselors, we use it to guide our lessons throughout the school year. By analyzing the data, we form small groups and deliver individualized lessons for students with specific needs, and this is what we call our Tier 2 interventions. But meanwhile, the broader data is used to create lessons for entire grade levels, which we call our Tier 1 interventions. Essentially, AUHSD's counseling program is not a one-size-fits-all approach. We are here for each individual student. Additionally, with the support of our teachers, students across AUHSD have either completed or are in the process of completing their strengths and interests profile on our platform Thrively. This is in preparation for our college and career fair lessons that are going to be rolled out on eCadence in the upcoming weeks. To date, over 26,000 students have completed their profile, and here's what we're seeing. So here's another data dump, but it's pretty interesting. Our top strengths for our students right now, they believe they're analytical, they're creative thinkers, they have flexibility, and they are assertive. And I think that you see this just with everybody who's willing to come up here tonight and express who they are and what they are experiencing. Their top interests are creative arts, sports, music, cartooning, and drawing, which once again, if you think about it, it goes along with their strengths. And lastly, the top recommended career for these students: architects, set designers, video game designers, interior designers, and animators. Students are going to have this information that I've just presented to you available to them as they complete their 2-day college and career fair lessons at their sites. These lessons will be taught by either a teacher or a counselor with students using their Thrively profiles to connect their strengths and interests to college and career exploration. They will develop an action plan tailored specifically to them, which they can take to the College and Career Fair in October. Once again, these lessons are intentionally designed with each individual student in mind. Through eCadence, we are going to capture student responses and their work throughout their 2 days of lessons. Our goal is simple as counselors, to extract both the satellite and street data, because as a counseling program, we know that both are essential to serve our students effectively. So, yes, this has been data tonight from APGA, but this is what is driving our program, and we are fully committed to serving the needs of our students over the upcoming year. Thank you.
Was there any of the association members here that I missed that would like to speak? Okay. All right, moving on to our Parent-Teacher-Student Association report.
She's here.
Laura, would you like to speak? All right. All right. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Bravo. Saw each other at Catella. Okay. Moving on to our presentations. 8.1, Introduction of the 2024-25 Student Representative to the Board of Trustees. So our student representative to the Board of Trustees is Erin Beck. We've already been introduced to her. She gets to make her way over to her seat. Let's give her a round of applause. And so what I am told is that our ambassadors will come to the podium and introduce themselves. Oh.
So, President Randall Trejo, that's the next item. I believe that our new student trustee actually has a report for us tonight.
Yes. Go ahead and move your microphone.
Good evening. As a Korean American and daughter of a first-generation immigrant, it is truly an honor to even have this position to represent 26,000 students and to be a leader who can bring awareness to every voice. I want to use my passion of helping people to make sure students can trust their ambassadors and me as a representative to bring a change to where leaders are born. Thank you to the chair, Ms. Randall Trejo, and the board, and Superintendent Mr. Matsuda and the executives for allowing me to have this opportunity. I want to thank my parents for supporting me with everything, and my teachers, counselor, and principal for pushing me. My name is Erin Beck from Cypress High School, and I will be the student representative to the Board of Trustees. Thank you.
All right. So now our representatives will come up to the podium and introduce themselves. Welcome.
I intend to ameliorate student voices and to create positive change within my school. I am under various positions at my school site, and I enjoy working with others. I am the NJRTC Commanding Officer, RSVP President, Dance Production Member, and Simon Scholars Recipient. My name is Maya Galvazan, and I am the Anaheim High School Student Ambassador.
I hope to continue raising student voice, empowering students to share their perspectives, and ensuring that their views are respected and responsive in a learning environment and tailored to their needs. My name is Eliana Garcia, and I am the Cambridge Virtual Academy Ambassador.
I became an ambassador to make a positive impact on my school and to make the quietest voices heard. I hope to help my community in any way that I can. My name is Jackson Houston, and I'm a senior at Cypress High School.
from Hope School.
And what do you hope to do?
Talk to my principal, Aunt Jocelyn Carrasco.
I became an ambassador to help advocate for the student body, to take in their concerns and solutions to take action on our campus, along with serving my community and helping for the betterment of our students' futures. My name is Evelyn Ramos. I am the student ambassador of Catella High School.
My goal as student ambassador is to help students find support in each other and their community by helping them make connections necessary to be successful. My name is Joanna Kim, and I am the student ambassador at John F. Kennedy High School.
I believe that all students' voice matter. Por eso quiero representar a la voz de todos los estudiantes que hablan inglés y también otros idiomas. My name is Jose Saldana. I'm student ambassador to Laura High School.
As an ambassador, my goal is to serve, encourage, and inform students at the school site of opportunities and resources that they may not be aware of. My name is Aileen Ramirez Ruiz, and I am Magnolia High School Student Ambassador.
I am very excited to have this opportunity to work with both the staff and students at our school to find hidden issues and to create a better future. My name is Yureli Martinez, and I'm the student ambassador at Oxford Academy.
Making an impact has always been a passion of mine. Through RSVP, I hope to have my peers feel comfortable sharing their voice and build meaningful bonds between the students and staff. My name is Kalina Pang, and I am the student ambassador of Savannah High School.
I don't know if you have all noticed yet, but I have not had the opportunity to pick up my uniform. Anyway, throughout my 4 years at Western High, I've noticed that some of the best and brightest students lack the proper motivation to shine on their own. So I've made it my mission to have every student at Western find their own way to shine. My name is Muhammad Kawalde, and I'm student ambassador at Western High.
So this is absolutely not the first introduction that we have seen the ambassadors. They have already been working and presenting and doing events, and this is not an in-name only opportunity for our students. They will be sitting on really important committees, and they will be giving their opinions, voting, and really representing the entire district. And so we already are impressed with just hearing your statements and your names, and we appreciate you. You're going to work really hard this year. So I also want to take a minute to acknowledge the hard work of their advisors here, Hilda Vasquez and Jennifer Gall. They are -1 now because our Mr. Hoshi was the advisor to our student ambassadors. So did you want to say something?
Well, I miss you guys. I miss working with you. The thing that I just really am going to be thankful for is we have reestablished our relationship with the Disneyland ambassadors, and Mrs. Brown and Mrs. Vasquez have been working. You guys are going to be receiving a business etiquette training from them. So in the upcoming week. So we're happy to reestablish that relationship. And one other thing I just want to say too is to all of our friends here from Neutral Ground and the students that are represented at South, we too hope that you look at these students, because we're going to expand RSVP, which stands for Raising Student Voice and Participation, down to the junior high levels this year. So we hope you guys get involved with us and that you consider being an ambassador when you get to high school. Thank you.
Madam President, if I could also just want to give a shout out, because they're not here, to Melissa Nadine and Jenny Lee. They're both assistant principals who, with Ron taking on the role of trustee, we needed two people to replace Ron. So yeah, Melissa and Jenny are supporting both Hilda and Jennifer, who also serve as coordinators and principals of two of our high schools. So
I love that. Bravo. Oh, go ahead.
I'd like to add my 2 cents. Last week, the board and the district honored Jan and Ross Billings with naming a new building at Magnolia for them. But Jan Billings was a former superintendent, and she's the one who created the ambassador program, which lives today too. So it's partially because of Jan Billings. Well, it is because of Jan Billings that we have such an amazing program for students. Great.
Thank you. And we know you have a lot of things to do, so you may be excused.
President Trail, are we going to take a picture?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Picture. Yeah, well, I told you to take a picture. Anne-Marie, leave me.
And I believe our representative to the Board of Trustees has a report.
All right, so starting off with Anaheim High School. Anaheim High School has implemented weekly care lessons for the entire school year, focused on college readiness, career development, and personal growth during the advisory period. Anaheim High School has also noticed a huge increase in student enrollments this year. In late August, new teachers were hired to meet this exponential growth and reduce classroom sizes to accommodate all students. Now moving on to Cambridge. CVA held their annual breakfast with the V's, but with the twist, they had a club rush nearing the end and Kahoot to get everyone attending familiarized with CVA. For Cyprus, Club Rush was definitely a highlight of the month. The 3 action-packed days brought excitement, fun, and opportunities to all students. Along with this, the students are expanding their collaboration and communication with each other while doing what they love in their own club. Another important thing that has occurred was Senior Luau. This event combined culture and entertainment. There were authentic dances, food, Kona ice, picture booths, and more. This month was filled with joy and excitement, and hopefully they could keep this energy throughout the year. Next, Catella. Catella High School had a parade recognizing their JROTC, dance, cheer, and more. It helped bring spirit to their school for homecoming, and everybody loved it. Girls varsity volleyball took first place in the new Golden Empire Conference League. Next week, they will have their community schools come visit their campus. Now for Kennedy High School, They were awarded the Civic Learning Award for Excellence, an honor sponsored by Chief Justice Patricia Guerrero and State Superintendent of Public Instruction Tony Thurmond. This award will be presented by Chief Justice Patricia Guerrero on campus on September 23rd. Lastly, they are looking forward to their upcoming homecoming week. Now looking at Laura, last Saturday from 10:30 to 12 p.m., they held their monthly food and clothing distribution at the Family and Community Center. They first made the clothing available to students, and any items not chosen by them were then shared with families. Additionally, they also provided food to the families in their community. They want to remind everyone that they accept clothing donations year-round to support this initiative. Now looking at Magnolia, Jan and Ross Billings Innovation Center was a beautiful tribute where they acknowledged the dedication and the hard work put in by Dr. Jan Billings and Ross Billings to better the AUHSD community. This past month had definitely been a celebratory one as the Magnolia Agri-Science Community Center had received a $10,000 grant from Sprouts Healthy Communities Foundation to help as the MACC will continue to host their farm-to-table dinners and as they help better the community around them. In other news, Magnolia has also seen an influx of clubs such as their new Guatemalan Roots Alliance Club and Girls League to give all of their Sentinels a place to feel seen on campus. Now looking at Oxford, for Oxford, Club Rush was definitely the highlight of the week, as many students crowded around different tables and numerous clubs were going around advertising their stands and taking pictures with their photo frames, alongside with different performances from clubs every day. Ureli created a recap video and publicity video for RSVP and started the phase of choosing top 3 choices from last year to address to their principal. Now for Savannah. The AUHSD Student Incubator Program was created for student leaders, part of student body, to participate in collaborating to create exciting, engaging activities for the ASB camp's opening and closing session. Kalina was able to be a part of this new experience as this was the first ever student incubator program occurring for AUHSD student leaders. During her time through the meetings and overall speaking at the opening session, Kalina learned to effectively collaborate with her new peers and create workshops to help build ASB to use their networking skills and build collaboration. Now for the Lasco Western, their highlight was their senior events, which had more than 60% of seniors attend. Their first senior event was Senior Sunrise, and it was a great start to their events. Their plan is to continue to come up with creative ideas for senior events like a scary movie night for October. It has been a great way for Western to create special memories with each other and for the graduates.
Bravo. There's definitely a lot of information in here, so thank you for your very first report and looking forward to next month's. All right, we have a student that has arrived from the Girls State delegate from Cypress High School. Trina, can you come on up?
Sure, yeah.
To neutral ground, and I am to defer to
Yeah, so it gives me great pleasure to first bring up Dr. Adela Cruz, who's going to introduce our guest, but I'm so grateful to have our partners with Neutral Ground here to share the great work that they're doing. You heard already from some of our students during the public comments, so I feel like I don't need to say much. They've already spoken, but I'm excited to have them here to share the great work they're doing with our schools. Dr. Cruz.
Thank you. Madam President Trejo, Board of Trustees, Executive Cabinet, and guests. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce Mr. Nati Alvarado, Executive Director for Neutral Ground. Last year, we met Neutral Ground through a relationship with Mr. Jose Lara. And since then, they have built a very impactful and successful relationship with several of our schools. So please enjoy this presentation, and without further delay, Mr. Nati Alvarado.
Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to our Superintendent Matsuda, our AUHSD board, to Dr. Cruz for all of her support. Thank you so much for having us. I have a couple parents, a couple of our youth. They're going to speak first, and then I'm going to have our program manager, Samuel, just go over a couple of the data points with yourselves. Just a quick overview, Neutral Ground, my wife, Teresa, she walked them up, I don't know where she went, but we started doing this work 34 years ago, going on 35 years in Santa Ana, street intervention work, and we've never stopped what we started back then. So it's been an honor to be here in Anaheim. We have a variety of different intervention works that we do with Santa Ana Unified School District. Also, we've been contracted with them since 2013. I'm contracted with the city of Santa Ana to do gang intervention. We have a reentry home. We work with Orangewood Foundation, foster kids that have been in trouble, and give them a place. I've been doing housing for 24 years. We have a boxing club, and we love our kids. We love our students, and we're trying to make a difference in their lives. First of all, we brought up Omar Espinosa. We brought up his son Daniel. We're bringing up Reyes, and then the last one will be Ben Escobar. So if Omar could come up with Daniel, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Omar Espinosa. This is my son, Daniel Espinosa. Well, there's no ways to express my gratitude to Miss Teresa and everyone involved in the Neutral Ground for helping my son achieve his goal to graduate from high school. As a parent, it's really hard to focus whatever time we have left to help him out achieve those goals. And to be honest with you, I lost every hope that I had when he was a senior that he was going to be able to graduate. If it wouldn't be because I met Ms. Teresa and the members of the Neutral Ground that were able to help my son, come up with all the credits that he needed to be able to graduate, he wouldn't be able to graduate. So honestly, I wish I could have had those kind of progress in my time, which I didn't, but I was able to graduate because I forced myself to do it. In his case, he had that help that he couldn't get at home because sometimes as parents, our time is limited. We focus our time in other things. And especially as myself, I have 6 kids. So it's hard to spread whatever time I have left with all my kids. And thankfully, they were able to, provide that help that I couldn't give my son so he could be able to achieve that goal to graduate. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I cannot express my gratitude to them and to all of you for providing this kind of help. Thank you so much.
We want you to say how we carried you all the way to class to get your grades up.
Whatever it takes.
Hi, my name is Daniel, and I'm a graduate from Anaheim High School. And I would have not graduated if it actually wasn't for Neutral Ground, because during the whole high school years, I've never paid attention in school. I've never just gave it any thought at all. And throughout my years, I just never tried until just senior year. And it actually took 3 months back to back each day to get all my credits up that I needed, all 220. in order to graduate. I needed actually 150 to graduate, and it's most of my school year that I missed out on. And if it wasn't for them, I would not graduate because I would always go out on the street. I would just mess around with my other friends, bad influences, just not make the right decision and just not put my mind right and put it in school. And they taught me the way, they showed me the right way by putting me in the path where they show me more, where I can achieve more and just, bigger opportunities in life that I won't have out in the streets. Because in the streets, all you can get is just, drugs and, just lose your life. But my point is that I could have not done it without them. My life would not be here without them. Honestly, could have not done nothing without them if Pastor Nazi and Teresa didn't teach me the right way.
Thank you.
Mi nombre es Reyes Ortiz. No sé si alguien me puede ayudar a traducir porque mi primera lengua es español. Hablo un poquito inglés.
Dígalo en español y luego yo lo digo.
Mi única razón que yo estoy aquí es porque el grupo de aquí del pastor es gente que se identifica con nosotros los hispanos, porque a veces criticamos a los jóvenes. Los criticamos por su manera de actuar, sus emociones, ¿me entiendes? Pero es difícil en esta sociedad para entenderlos a ellos, porque nosotros los padres hispanos, a veces para poder mantener a la familia tenemos que trabajar 2 trabajos y no tenemos tiempo para darles lo que ellos necesitan. Entonces, este grupo y Nutigram, nos identificamos con ellos porque a pesar de sus carencias, y estamos acostumbrados a eso, nos ayudan y nos entendemos a ellos. Nos entendemos porque ellos hablan nuestro lenguaje, español, inglés, y nuestras necesidades y conocen nuestros problemas, que una persona a lo mejor de un nivel más alto no conoce nuestros problemas y nuestras necesidades, y ellos se identifican con nosotros porque ellos son de nuestro nivel de abajo y nos ayudan a crecer. Y con esto quiero terminar. Quiero decirle gracias a ellos porque la semilla que a lo mejor están haciendo ahorita, a lo mejor no hay mucho fruto, pero en el futuro, si nos cambiamos nuestra mentalidad de nosotros las personas grandes, tanto pobre como rico, que todos somos iguales, igual que los jóvenes, todos son iguales, así vayan a high school, a la Catela, Anaheim, donde vayan. Todos somos iguales, ricos, pobres, y todos sentimos las mismas emociones, nomás que ellos lo sacan negativamente, quieren expresarlo negativamente para decir aquí estoy, ayúdenme, y es lo que está haciendo este señor, ayudándonos.
My name is Reyes Ortiz. The one reason I am here is because of this group. These people, they identify with us Spanish speakers. We have work. Sometimes we as parents work, we have 2 jobs, and we don't have the time to give the kids what we need. But here, Neutral Ground was here, and they identified with us, and they are used to speaking to us, and they can understand us. They speak our language, they know our problems, they know our needs, they know how to identify with us. We are being heard through them. They help us grow. So I want to thank them, because if it wasn't for them, it wouldn't have changed the way it is. They understand if we're poor, if we're rich. Everyone needs to understand we're the same. It doesn't matter if whatever school you're coming from, if you're coming from Catella, if you're coming from Anaheim, we're all the same. We're rich, we're poor, we're all the same. these kids sometimes express themselves in a negative way, but that's just when we're calling out for help and the neutral ground is helping us.
My name is Benjamin Escobar. I'm a senior at Loera. I've been working with Neutral Ground for about a year now. They've been helping me open my eyes to many more things in life, more in the streets. They've also helped me out stay on track with school, just keep me busy, and just to keep me off the streets. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
He was all right, huh? Yeah, all right. We only have a couple more minutes, I understand that, but I want Samuel to just go over a couple of the points of our data points of what we're doing at the schools with the students and the different things, so just a couple minutes.
Okay. I'm going to run through these, but briefly, our mission statement is to create a healthier, safer Orange County centered on our communities most impacted by gang violence, breaking the cycle of poverty, child abuse, academic failure, and teen pregnancy through restorative practices, youth development, academic support, and the strengthening of meaningful relationships. A mouthful, but it's to help our students and our families. Just a list of a few of our programs. We have started initially in the Santa Ana Unified School District, centering services on restorative practices. Within Anaheim Unified, it's more tailored towards gang prevention and gang intervention. Our youth violence prevention program, which some of our youth are a part of, that's actually through a contract that we have with the congressional district. And so we're working through in the city of Anaheim and the city of Santa Ana. Not These Houses, our transitional living home. We partner with Orange County's Youth Development Court. We're housing young men exiting the prison system and young men aging out of foster care. The Neutral Ground Boxing Club, which we have youth from all over Anaheim, all over Santa Ana, coming to a neutral ground to train, break a little bit of sweat, and we close off with a restorative practice circle. And then we have the Summer Night Lights program, which we just finished up this past month. It's a program where we keep the lights on at El Salvador Park, a gang enclave in Santa Ana, and all of the communities invited. Becomes a neutral ground for the summer months. And then we have Neutral Ground Construction, where we help put some of the guys from Not These House to work. 4 pillars of service: community engagement, prevention, intervention, and violence interruption. Community engagement, that's part of what we're doing in the schools. That's part of our pop-up events. That's part of Summer Night Lights programming. That's our just engaging the community as a whole. Prevention is for all of our youth who are not gang involved. That's the majority of the kids in our schools. We want to prevent that from ever happening. Intervention services is youth violence prevention. That's tailored towards our kids who have already self-disclosed gang ties. And violence interruption. In working with those kids who have self-disclosed these ties, we have an ear to the street, and we get notified, we get notices of these incidents that happen in the community, and ideally we're able to prevent them from escalating further. We also partner with, as I mentioned, Orange County's Youth Development Court. And so through Youth Development Court, we're able to help young men exiting the prison system or who have done juvenile life sentences. They're now 24, 25 years old coming home, and we're able to house them at Not These House. The numbers, just within Anaheim Unified School District, we gather numbers from each of the schools that we partner with, and I compiled them. We facilitate over 187 staff presentations. That would be a presentation to a few administrators and teachers, to a presentation with all of our staff, all of the staff from the school. We did those usually at the start of the semester just to notify all the staff of our presence on campus. Circle participants, this is duplicated, so over 2,000 participants and over 300 circles that were facilitated since the start of our partnership, end of November this past year. Total contacts made, again duplicated, is over 11,000. School-based referrals from each of across all of our campuses, over 800. Our key impact areas are to increase trust and safety. So we don't want to create or have a continued sort of other on campus. And so we engage those students who are usually hanging out in the back behind buildings and bring them into all of the other support services that the schools have to offer. We are centered on gang prevention, gang intervention, but we want all of our kids to graduate. And so if we can be the bridge to a social worker, if we can be a bridge to a staff member who can support them in that way, we'll do that. So we create safe spaces. Proactive identification is, yes, we go after the kids who've had behavioral issues, have incidents on campus, but also because we come from the community, because we know what it looks like, we're able to spot some of these kids out who maybe they're walking on campus and they got A's and B's, but they're a leader on campus and they're of influence on some of the boys that need most of the support, and so we pull them in as well. Underlying all of it is to reduce violence across all of our campuses. So enhancing community and academic outcomes. Part of what we do, aside from meeting with our kids one-on-one and facilitating circles, we do conflict mediations. And so when there is an incident of violence or some sort of confrontation, we will bring our kids in together. They have to agree to come and sit together. If they do, maybe we form a peace agreement. Maybe if there's already been a scuffle of some sort, if they're willing to come and sit together in lieu of suspension or in lieu of expulsion, they'll be assigned to our caseloads, and then we're meeting with them regularly. We'll assign them to our circles, and they're a part of our circles week to week. Leadership opportunities where, because these kids are working with us, also administrators know them by name, and so we're opening up opportunities for them to step into leadership opportunities, even if it's to help us co-facilitate some of our circles. Again, underlying all of it is reducing violence on campus and community cohesion. Youth violence prevention, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, we have a contract with the congressional district, and so we're working across both cities, Anaheim and Santa Ana, to work with gang-impacted youth. Our community intervention specialists are essentially, our intervention specialists are assigned to schools, but out in the community. So we are working round the clock, working with our young people after school. Community engagement, really briefly. We met with over 200 gang-impacted youth from across Anaheim Unified. So those are all the kids that are on our caseloads. We've engaged them all through the summer months, doing youth development activities. And so we took them out camping. Some of them for their first time, took them out fishing, things like that, just to expose them to more, to something different. All-encompassing, and obviously is continued case management. So when our assigned intervention specialist from the school notifies our community intervention specialist of a kid, one of our tier 3 more high flyer students, we'll case manage them closely. Again, early identification, all intended to target prevention initiatives across all campuses. And in closing, the way we envision Orange County is a place where students get to be students, kids get to be kids, people feel safe on campus, and so our underlying intent across all of our schools is to change the story for Orange County.
Thank you for coming. We really appreciate your presentation. Everyone who gave testimonials, we take that to heart. We really appreciate that. Della, thank you so much for bringing them in. You're a dream. We're doing the best we can in our schools, and a program like this really enhances the work that we're doing and partnering. The more we can reach, the more we can help. So thank you so much. Our trustee, Guerrero is absent. She had a family emergency. She wanted us to speak on her behalf. She said that I appreciate Neutral Ground being at the board meeting. I had requested the presentation from Neutral Ground to showcase their work and impact at our sites. I also want to thank our school mental health and wellness team for their work in making this partnership possible. I had the opportunity to meet a few of the Neutral Ground team members, including their community intervention specialists during school and community events across Anaheim and Santana. I appreciate their continued efforts in connecting with our students, building trust, and offering support in addressing our communities most impacted by gang violence, poverty, and other issues. I look forward to our continued partnership and commitment to our district's values in supporting the whole child. So that's from Jessica. Anyone else have comments or questions for them?
Well, I was privileged to go and see firsthand the work that Neutral Ground does in the park in Santa Ana. And I was just so impressed with just the level of engagement. And your presentation, you have to come and work for our district. It was incredible. I mean, thank you. It was very comprehensive. I just want to tell you thank you for sharing. So thank you. And for all the adult leaders, I just really want to thank you. I know that you guys put your heart and soul into this organization.
So I want to thank the students that were here this evening, coming in and speaking, whether it was 2 words or 50 words or whatever. It's meaningful for us to hear from you. So don't be afraid to come up and take a turn at the mic, throughout your life. I also want to thank the leaders of Neutral Ground for all that you put in, your life, giving them a new life. And the presentation tonight was very thorough, very in-depth. I read what we had in our binder here, but this, what you presented tonight, was very different, I thought, much more inclusive. So thank you so much for all that you do, and I wish you well. And you mentioned Anaheim High School. You're in Laura High School, Catella? Gilbert, okay.
Sycamore South and Mall.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I ditto everything you heard up here, but I remember earlier you said, we love these boys, and they love you in return. And that love surrounds all of you for many years into your future. And you will give that love to others because you saw and experienced the exact example. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank each and every one of you for sharing your evening with us, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
And we did also have a speaker request on this item, Vanessa Guerrero. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, Vanessa.
My name is Vanessa Guerrero. I'm Anthony Galindo's mom. He is an 8th grader at South Junior High. And it's not easy raising him. I'm a single mom. And he also does not have his dad in his life, so it is kind of hard. 7th grade was very difficult. I actually took him to Project Youth, but he slipped a little more after that. And he actually came home and told me, Mom, I'm in this program at my school, Neutral Ground. It's very fun, you know, they're like, they accept me. And just hearing those words, one, I got really excited and happy because I was seeking help for him, and I was given a pamphlet of Neutral Ground, but I never reached out to them because I'm just, you know, so busy. And so when he told me that, I was just like, well, wow, you know, they reached out to him. I didn't even know they were at South. So I'm very excited that he's part of the program now, and I can't wait for what's coming next. Thank you.
I know it's hard. I'm a single mom too, and so I wish this program was there for me, for my son. So, bravo. All right, moving on to our public comments for open session items.
Yeah, thank you. It's fine if you want to get up and leave now.
Yes.
Maybe you have some homework to do.
Thank you.
Matsu?
Yekwe, Kualitutaki, Tlasokamati. Thank you all for doing what you guys are doing, partnership with them. I support you guys. We support you guys a lot. And to the youth, those jóvenes, don't give up. I went to South Junior High and Anaheim High School, bro. I was in your shoes. Si se puede. Yeah. Thank you. I want to thank the school board. I was cruising down Ball Road at Gilbert High School, Continuation School, and I saw a mural there. I've been painting murals for the past year and a half. We have 5 new murals in Anaheim, and we target any barrio or neighborhood where there's gangs, drugs, and alcohol. And our goal is to create an identity. And I heard that in one of their presentations. An identity is very important. I was lucky to have a grandpa, an abuelito, to teach me oral tradition. My Tio Goya would bring me books from Mexico. I just came back from Mexico to find out more about who my father was. I relate to some of their stories. I never knew my father. I was adopted. But that's another story, but it's connected. And I encourage you to keep working with people like them or a nonprofit. It's very important because when you don't have a role model, then you look into the gangs and to the drugs and you feel empty and you have no identity. If you have no history of your background, if you're Mexican or Chicano or Hispanic, Latino, you don't know who you are. And with that, I want to just say, wehe yohkoyani iwan tlasohkamatik mia nikan wehe tlalitangwa huhutugna iwan nineha mexikat tlasohkamatik miak nikan wehe tlali mexikat iwan teteotzin iwan chinik chinich. We pray to the Creator and to Tonantzin Coatlic with Mother Earth. That's what saved me, our language. And with that, hopefully in the future, we can have other nonprofits have a mural at Anaheim High School of Toiporina. Toiporina was a female Native Indigenous woman of the Gabrielino tribe, and we're getting ready for Indigenous Peoples Day. We had a Zoom meeting with Adam Loya, Virginia Carmelo. I think I have 1 minute, or is that it? Okay, and thank you so much for what you guys are doing, and welcome. I haven't been here maybe in 6-7 months. I've been gone, just doing a lot of teaching in Mexico City, Veracruz, Puebla, Guerrero, and a couple native schools, and teaching them what we've been fighting for, and just connecting with other neighborhoods that are in the lower than middle class. Thank you. Gracias. Tlaxcamati.
Art Castillo.
Good evening. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff just happened tonight. Something in my field. I created an organization back in the 90s called United Neighborhoods, and we were uniting all these people, fighting for the kids in these neighborhoods. Also, Los Amigos, I brought a lot of my attention to them, and they helped out tremendously. And some of you who were here, you know we all came here a lot on issues of youth and young kids. I stood on that trail afterwards. I became the largest LULAC president, but again, a lot of it didn't really want to go towards these issues that they just brought up. So now I see it changing. So I'm the young guy at Ball Junior High, Loera, and seeing the changes and watching everything. And as a city employee at 13 with a work permit, I got to see the community and be involved and try to help. So basically, the kids that I even came here to support were being expelled was I was looking at my own staff of people at my school at that time, and they didn't expel the kid, or I go to the school with the principal, and they would say, okay, we'll give them a chance. And these kids graduated, and they served our country, and they got homes, and they made it. So I applaud that. But one of the biggest things I came for was the SORs, that we have good SOR police in our schools. And I go to the police review board. I'm actually the one that founded that here to bring it together, and I always go. And then sometimes I'm by myself. But the narrative is not on the subjects that we need. The people won't come in and say anything because they're afraid. So what I'm suggesting is to them, but they didn't really give me a good answer, was you got the good SORs and kids are seeing them and liking them, but then when they go home, they're getting, stopped and put on the ground, and we got videos and everything, and some of the actions, and so there's a lot of rift of differences and neighborhoods that are called bad neighborhoods, and then they get labeled, so the officers see that, and then they treat it as that. So my only suggestion was, can we make SORs? And I just spoke to some of these, and they said the same thing. We'd like to see the SORs getting the training of the officers in these neighborhoods, that same kind of training. So that would like to have you guys actually try to get with the police and make that subject to getting these officers to get better communication. Now, again, there's good kids and there's bad kids, but again, look at what they done. We went and I got a bunch of them and saved them, and that's what we're trying to do. And I see the changes, so I want to be on the positive issue, but there is some things that we need to work on in bettering, as they even said, some of you don't know about this, the young kids, the way they live and the way they have to survive in the streets. So as I got to watch it, I got 51 years of all that, so basically it's, I'm coming in here and didn't know this was going to happen. Makes me happy. There's other organizations also that are helping, but we're not collaborating too close with the government of the police department and city developing of the neighborhoods. We need to get into those neighborhoods better, like these people are doing. And they hit every school. They hit every school that I know of all the troubles that I had. Sycamore, he named them all where I saved young kids from being expelled. And but that was the main thing. SORs, please, if you can advise with the police, you guys got the power, because these are your kids. These are the kids that are going to that school. When they go home, they need to be treated the same way, or else it's not going to work. That's my thing, but I got all hit me. It hit me. I came here for some reason, and this is something weird how this happened. So there's got to be the move forward issues. And I'd like to thank you, everybody that has been here working and changing these things. I'm seeing the changes. These ambassadors, that's the beautiful. And so we're over here and over here, but they need to get together. And I hope you guys are doing that.
Thank you, Art.
So thank you very much.
Jermaine Newman.
Hello, my name is Jermaine Newman. I'm a community member. I'm here to talk about back at our August 8th meeting, Ms. Smith, Trustee Smith, you requested that the school district administration and the board provide a presentation on our financial oversight in light of Magnolia Elementary School District's situation with embezzlement. And I'm a little disappointed that that's not on the agenda tonight. I think it's a really important item that we need, especially in light of what's happened with the County Board of Supervisors, Andrew Dow, and the Viet America Society, and the situation where we see just some opportunities and misuse of our tax funds. A Magnolia Elementary School District is a much smaller district than this district. That was an inside job. That was an employee that took advantage of the volume of money going through the school district and knowing that there was so much paperwork and red tape that they could get away with something like this. Unfortunately, you know, this school district is a much larger school district. We are handling much more money. I mean, Nancy, I'm sure you could attest to how much money we're handling. Our board agenda just this month alone is only 545 pages long. It's got 110 pages worth of financial documents in it. And as you can imagine, I don't think all of you, or even myself, could read through 545 pages in 72 hours. We really need some oversight just to understand what those precautions are and how our district is making sure that these things don't happen here at Anaheim Union High School District. Our purchase orders alone for this month, we have 22 pages of purchase orders that are in this agenda. 16 pages worth of checks being written. Some of those checks being written are being written to cash. Some of those checks written are being written to anachronisms that nobody, as a public, I don't know what those are, so I want to make sure our district's doing their due diligence. We have multiple accounts with US Bank that are being paid thousands and thousands of dollars every year. So it's really, really important. Yeah, I'd appreciate if you actually put this on the agenda and we get a presentation on the financial oversight of this district. Thank you.
Costas, and I apologize for
I can help with that.
All right, you can help me with that. All right. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm Kostas Kalaitzidis. I'm father of a child in your district. I'm a homeowner and taxpayer and a U.S. citizen. There's an election in November. I'm going to be asked to vote for a bond you're putting forth to invest in our district. So before I talk about the bond, I want to make sure to let you understand that the investment you have made as a citizen, as a taxpayer, and your oversight of the school staff has been incredible, beyond what I would expect before I came to California from Arizona. You've done a good job. However, I will not be supporting your bond because you chose to not invest in my neighborhood. I live in El Chaco Drive. My school of attendance is Western and Orange View. My child will be a guinea pig in your new system of combining schools. I accept that. It's part of life. I didn't ask my kid to go to Walker or to the Privileged Kids Academy you created. I sent it to the School of Attendance because I believe in public education. What I've seen, though, is that you choose to underinvest or not invest at all in the school of my child, in the school that I pay for, the same taxes that people in Cyprus pay for, the people of Kennedy pay for. My child went to school behind chicken wire. Now that you're giving it to Hope, it's getting a nice fence. The auditorium you made the decision in to change all that did not receive a coat of paint since Truman was the president. Why would I support you investing my money for the children of other people? Would you do that? Should I go to my neighbors and tell them it's a good idea to invest that way? I don't think so. Thank you for your time, and I hope my kid does not go to class in a double wide next year in Western. Thanks.
Next up, Andrew.
Hello, it's me again. Just wanted to kind of shadow off of what Haley said. We are a democracy district. And what that means is that we're going to have a lot of conflicts and a lot of discussions that needs to exist in a democracy school. I really don't think I don't think democracy exists without dissent. And a lot of the times what we've been seeing is it's dissent from the community. I saw it through a father today, and I've been doing it for the past year now. So I definitely think that as a democracy district, I want to promote the community and students to go ahead and speak up here, especially the neutral ground students that we saw here today. We saw a lot of students in support, and I think neutral ground is really important in our schools. I've had many classmates, a lot of friends who have gone through the program, and it's something that they look forward to. So I think we should be investing in that. Something that the kids are looking forward to. A lot of these kids previously were not going to class or otherwise would have not gone to school. So I think investing in programs like Neutral Ground is critical. I know he's not here, but I wanted to thank Teresa and Nati for their work across Anaheim and Santa Ana. It's really crucial that we have programs like Neutral Ground in our community. And one of the kids said, their dad had to work 2 jobs, and I relate to that. There's issues like that that exist in our community. My dad had to work 4 jobs at one point because we just couldn't make ends meet. And I had to start working at 16. So a lot of these issues that I hope you guys realize and remember when you're up there representing us, and just when you're thinking about how to vote, just remember that some of us struggle at home. So I also wanted to come up here on behalf of some teachers whose names I cannot say. They have asked me not to say their names, but I want you guys to visit the sites, really going to the school sites and investigating what's going on. I find it kind of ironic that we hired a bunch of new teachers at Anaheim amidst the RIF notices, and I know it was needed. We did need the teachers, but there's this term that I've developed called classroom stuffing. And so what we're seeing in some of the classes is teachers are still given the 190 student load, but they'll have one class with 20 students and then another class where the kids don't even have tables to use to work. They don't have chairs to sit in. And so I really want you guys to go to the school sites, go see the schools that you represent and see firsthand what's going on in our schools, because this isn't okay. And what I really want to know is, if we have classrooms like this, who's going to be responsible when there's a fire? Who's going to be responsible? What just happened in Georgia? What's going to happen when the kids can't leave their classrooms because it's just so crowded in there? So that's what I want to challenge you guys to do. And to the students of Neutral Ground, I want to leave you guys with this. I start UCLA next week, and at my orientation, I saw almost no Latino students. I was kind of standing out. I want more of us there. So I want you guys to push yourselves and hopefully be there aside me or even above me. We need more Latino students in our public school program. So si se puede, échale ganas. And I'll be here. I'll be in the community supporting you guys and always fighting for my community and for the teachers and for everyone in the community. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We appreciate your comments.
Andrew, congratulations on UCLA. I wish you well. Come back and tell us about your experiences.
Okay, item 10.1, school-sponsored student organization. This is an action item, and Aaron, this is your first vote.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Move your mic.
Resolutions, 10.2, resolution number 2024/2.5-B-03, adjustments to income and expenditures general fund, resolution number 2024/25-B-04, adjustments to income and expenditures, various funds, 2023-24, unaudited actual financial statements.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? Okay. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Roll call.
It's roll call.
Roll call.
That's right, it's a resolution. Okay, Mr. Hoshi,
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill.
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
And I vote aye. 10.3, resolution number 2024-25-B-05, recalculation of the 2023-24 appropriations limit and establishing the 2024-25 estimated appropriations limit calculations. Action item.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions or comments on this? Okay, Mr. Hoshi,
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill,
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
And I vote aye. 10.4, resolution number 2024-25-B-6, the Anaheim Union High School District in support of Proposition 2, kindergarten through grade 12 schools and local community college public education facilities modernization, repair, and safety bond Act of 2024. This is a roll call vote.
Absolutely.
So moved.
All right. I just want to make a comment on this. This is to help support this bond that will go on the state. And people will say, well, why do you need to go for a bond in your local area if there's going to be one in the state? Well, this is for matching funds only, and the only way we can get these funds is if we get the public to support a bond. So any other comments or questions on this?
These are not also taxpayer repaid.
Yes.
Yes.
Very important. All right. Roll call vote. Mr. Hoshi.
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill.
Aye.
Ms. Smith.
Aye.
And I vote aye. 10.5, resolution number 2024/25-F02, State Allocation Board and School Facility Program Beyond Bond Authority Acknowledgement. Action item.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments on this? No? All right, hearing none. Mr. Hoshi.
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill.
Aye.
Ms. Smith.
Aye.
And I vote aye. 10.6, open public hearing, sufficiency of textbooks and instructional materials. Anyone wishing to speak on this item? Okay, seeing none, closing the hearing. 10.7, resolution number 2024/25-E-03, textbooks and instructional materials compliance for 2024-25. Action item.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote. Any questions or comments? Mr. Hoshi?
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
And I vote aye. 10.8, resolution number 2024/25-E-04, National Hispanic Heritage Month. Action item.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. I'm just going to read the first part of the resolution that we are voting on. It's very important. Okay, whereas the Board of Trustees of the Anaheim Union High School District honors the heritage of Hispanics and acknowledges their many contributions to our nation, and whereas Hispanic Heritage Week began in 1968 under President Johnson and was expanded by President Reagan and enacted into law in 1988 to cover a 30-day period starting on September 15th, the day which represents the anniversary of independence for 5 Latin American countries, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua, followed by Mexican Independence Day on September 16th and Chile Independence Day on September 18th. Hispanic Americans have helped or shaped our communities throughout Orange County with profound and positive influences through a strong commitment to family, faith, and community, an enduring work ethic, and many contributions to society, including dedicated public servants, holding locally elected positions, serving in our boardrooms, as well as our classrooms. And on behalf of our trustee Guerrero, I want to acknowledge this. Okay, action item, roll call. Mr. Hoshi.
I just wanted to say, I would love to be aware of all of the celebrations that are taking place at all of our school sites. And if there's any kind of like community thing, I know the city of Anaheim does something big that our students and families can be made aware of those celebrations as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what is your vote?
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
And I vote aye. 10.9, resolution number 2024/25-E-5, Attendance Awareness Month, action item.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, and this is in September. And my question is, what are some of the things that we've been doing to enhance our attendance?
Yeah, absolutely, and thank you for that question. Chronic absenteeism has been deemed a national health crisis, and I'm proud of the work that our district has done to proactively really try to address not just chronic absenteeism, but just attendance in general. I know Joe Saldana, I want to recognize his work previously, but certainly now Allison Conrad and the amazing work she's doing, hitting the ground running to really work with our sites in the way that we look at attendance. We have site attendance teams. We're pushing out data, I think every couple of weeks to our sites with names of students and lists who are in danger of being chronically absent, so schools have data given to them so they don't have to do that work, to be able to track and work and support and monitor those students with their families. We have incentives like we've always had in terms of perfect attendance or no tardies. A lot of our schools are doing tardy sweeps, but we're also working hard with our staff, and I want to give a lot of credit to our teachers for the great work they do instructionally to bring in relevant, engaging instruction where students feel connected to the work that's going on in the classroom, our performance task assessments. I think also there's work that being done with, I know Diana Fujimoto's here, with Danny Juarez and Kenny Perez, who led our principal meetings. And I know Mr. Hoshi were at our principal meeting the other day. We're doing some deeper work with street data, and our focus for the first go-around is going to be on attendance. So it's we're looking at equity-centered questions and really this community of practice around collecting the voice of our students and our families to better understand what brings students to school, what prevents students from coming to school, to really inform us on some of the things that we can do differently as the adults and create the conditions where more and more students want to come. And we're seeing already impacts at some of our schools who began this work last year, and so now we're scaling that work district-wide. And then the beautiful thing about this process is we can replicate this process with any data point that we're interested in improving. So when you think about the satellite data, the overarching trends of a district, the street data allows us to humanize that data and make sense of it in terms of real stories, so that data it becomes more personal. We also are beginning to automate and create different processes and forms so it's easier for staff in the way that they work with attendance. I know through the lens of cohesion, our ed staff, and Allison are working really closely with the great team of our business folks in the way that we work with attendance and support, in the way that our attendance secretaries work with staff to code absences and working with families in the way that they call in to report absences, because sometimes when that doesn't happen, our data can be inaccurate, which then unfortunately gets marked as an unexcused absence or a truant perhaps, when a student may have missed for a legitimate reason, but it wasn't coded that way. So a number of those things are also happening. And I know our schools are also working closely to clean up their data with, especially at the beginning of the school year, with our no-shows, the students who have never shown up, because as they're in our system, they get marked absent, which affects our ADA rate. And so when we can clean that data up, our data reflects more accurately, which improves our attendance as well. And then one of the things that we're also doing this year, which is new, is Allison is working to create, you're probably familiar with the 6 and 12-day letters that typically go home to a student who's missed those days of school. That's typically a part of our Student Attendance Review Board, our SARB process. But one of the things she's also doing this year with our schools is to create this chronic absenteeism awareness letter. Because a lot of times you may have students who miss a couple days here and there, and they don't think much of it. Their grades are actually pretty good. But over the course of a year, if you average 2 to 3 days a month, you can be chronically absent, even though your grades may look okay. So the idea is to really bring this awareness to students and their families early on, because they may take that 3-day weekend or 4-day weekend just because not realizing the impact. So there's a lot of things that we're doing proactively. And of course, we have our Saturday academies that have been in play that we're continuing to do and leverage as well. So those are just some examples of some of the things that we're doing that we're really proud of. And I know the work that Allison is doing with our APs who oversee attendance are also collecting feedback and data points in terms of how we can also bring new ideas to the table.
Also, are we still doing home visits?
Yes, so we have 2 different kinds of home visits. We have the typical outreach that might go out when we haven't seen a student. We want to check in to see if they're home, if they live there, if things are okay. We also have the home visits that were brought in through our community school efforts, where it's more proactive in nature, it's more aspirational. It's not about reaching out to students who maybe have been missing school, but it's really to reach out to families to learn more about their stories, what is it that they care about, their aspirations and goals. Those are teacher-led with staff. So we have different kinds of home visits going on to, again, connect students and families with our schools. And remember, there's different levels of absenteeism. You have some students, bless you, we have some students who we know maybe miss those couple days over the course of a month, but it adds up. We also have some students who come to school, but maybe miss a few periods here and there because they may roam, or they may just choose to miss or ditch that class. And then we have students who just aren't coming to school. So we have different levels of absenteeism, and we're trying to address the different levels based on the need of the student. And so there's a lot of complexities to how we're trying to address this, but I know our district is up for the challenge, and we're working intentionally to do that work.
Wow, thank you for answering. That was very thorough. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, thank you, Jaren. I would like to add, make a comment. You noted that nationally there's a crisis in chronic absenteeism. We have been going deeper with the data. There's been state and national data on middle and secondary school students, national and state polling and surveys. And lo and behold, students are finding school less relevant to their lives. School has become boring. And that's why we want to underscore the importance of student voice and allowing students to find their voice, find their issue, find their passion, and express it. But also, hopefully, that passion leading to a possible major in college or a possible career, right, pathway. And so I'm so grateful to our teachers for helping to make that happen in the classroom. They're supporting the students and encouraging them to speak up and speak out about whatever issue that they find important. And yes, to hold us all accountable. I think that's what creates a more healthy democracy, and I'm really proud of the board for supporting that as well. The student voice should be front and center. And hopefully, we will together be able to make school meaningful and relevant for all of our students. And that's why we have important programs like Neutral Ground and others that have been an important partner to helping to support student success.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Okay. Mr. Hoshi?
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Resolution 10.10, item 10.10, resolution number 2024/25-E-06, Red Ribbon Week, action item.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any questions or comments?
Comments? I would like to see red ribbon programs that are more relevant to the age of our high school kids, and, and be a little bit more intentional about the programs, about that. Same thing at the junior high level. Some more engaging activities that really are intentional to really resonate with. So we'd have to be working with, our 2-pay programs, et cetera. But, get some ideas, and let's generate something that is really more kid age focused.
Age appropriate.
Yes, age appropriate.
All right. Any other
That'll be appropriate. Yep.
questions or comments? Hey, Mr. Hoshi,
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill.
Aye.
Ms. Smith.
Aye.
And I vote aye. 1011, resolution number 2024/25-E-07, International Translation Day, action item.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? We just really appreciate all of our translation department, all of our translators. Without them, we can't communicate with some folks. So they're very important to providing that important information out there. All right, Mr. Hoshi.
I just want to say, Dr. Frieden and I were at a back-to-school night, and we had student translators, and they had like ribbons underneath their name badges. And I understand that's been going on at several schools. And so I just really want to applaud, the schools that are doing that and engaging the kids with the families.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like, wow, this is incredible. And the kids were, we're talking to families and if they needed the translation services. So kudos to the principals that thought of that.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Mr. Hoshi?
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
And I vote aye. 1012, resolution number 2024/25-E-08, request for proposals for E-rate year 28 data communications equipment, cybersecurity software, and other related electronic equipment, apparatus, and services. Action item.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any questions?
Just a comment, this is such an important program that we've had over all these years. I don't know how many millions of dollars we've received in order to keep our equipment updated, replacing it and fixing it. So thank you to the IT department for getting this to us and following through with it over the years. Thank you.
Here, here. Okay, Mr. Hoshi?
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
And I vote aye. 1013, resolution number 2024/25-HR-01, week of the school administrator.
So
Action item.
moved.
Second.
All right. Any questions or comments? No? Just really honor our school administrators. They are, extremely important in their role, and we appreciate all that they do, and we couldn't do this work without our hardworking administrators who really do this. I remember talking to Mr. Hoshi a while ago, and he reminded me of the number of hours spent, going, not only doing your day job, but then going to events afterwards. And, sometimes we forget that. We forget that administrators who are so dedicated and they attend all the basketball games and football games, and they try to get in support of all of the students. So we really appreciate you. And so anyone out there, really, really honor and thank your school administrator. All right. Mr. Hoshi?
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill?
Thank you. Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Ditto. Aye.
And I vote aye. Thank you. Okay, 1014, reserve transparency statement of reasons, action item.
And I believe this is an information item, actually.
This is action.
Yeah, it does, but
Okay.
it's a typo.
Okay, information.
Information.
All right, we accept that. 1015, ratification leaseback agreement, AP Construction Ground Group, Inc., DBA Air Plus, district-wide and Soul Systems, RFP number 2023-08, action item.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved to second. Questions on this? Patty's here. No, okay, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 1016, revised board policy 7807, parentheses 6158, independent study, second reading.
Second. So moved.
Okay, second reading, do I get a second on that?
Second.
Okay. What I just really summarized in this is, it really is to increase participation above all, and to decrease apathy and dropout with this program. I so admire our study programs, and I really hope that, well, I already know that we will be helping many more students with this. So, any questions or comments?
No.
No?
No.
Ready to vote on this one? Sure. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
1017, piggyback bid Google Workspace for Education, action item.
So moved.
Piggyback bid 1017, wasn't it pulled?
Was pulled?
That was 11-17.
Oh, 11-17, sorry, wrong page.
I want to vote on this one. This
Yeah.
is a reduction of 15% cost. I love
Can't
that.
complain about that.
No. Do I get a second? Or
Yes,
a motion?
Oh, yes, so moved.
Okay. A second on this item? I'll second it. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Board President Randall Trejo, can I make a comment on this real quick?
Yes.
So I just want to clarify for folks, for not only for our board, for our public, but the Google Workspace for Education, this is the Google Suite. So this is our Gmail or email system. It's our calendar system. It's our Google Docs, spreadsheets, slides, all those suite platforms that we get to enjoy. That's what this represents. It's not the same as what we're doing with our learning management platform in Acadian, but this is the Google Suite.
Okay. Communication. All right. Did we vote on this?
No.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. 1018, agreement with Mr. Kevin Mays, action item.
Second.
Moved and seconded, questions or comments? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
1019, agreement, University of California, Irvine, UCI, Paul Mirage School of Business, Future Leaders Initiative, action item.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved and second, any questions or comments on this item? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
1020 agreement, helping the behaviorally challenged child, HBCC action item.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, questions, comments? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
1021 memorandum of understanding, the Regents of the University of California on behalf of its UC Cooperative Extension, Orange County Expanded Food and Nutrition Education Program, action item.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
1022 community service agreement, Food Finders, Inc., action item.
So moved.
Second.
Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
1023 subscription, Savas Learning Company, LLC, high school science, action item.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
1024, subscription Activate Learning High School Science Instructional Materials, action item.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
1025, amended 2023-24 collective bargaining agreement with MMA, action item.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Questions or comments? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, consent calendar. Anyone wishing to pull an item?
Yeah, pull 11-7 JJ and 11-8.
Anyone else?
Move the balance.
Okay. Second?
Second.
All right. All in favor? Aye. Item 11-7, 11-8,
Yeah,
motion?
That's the JJ, so
I'm
moved.
sorry, JJ, 7, JJ, 11-8.
So moved.
Second? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
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 Oppose? Abstain?
Aye.
All righty. All right, go ahead and,
All right.
any comments?
I just want to give a quick update. Next week, I think you heard Jeff Morgenstern allude to it, but next week is our first of 4 leading and learning lab visits with our community school efforts. So if you haven't ever been, I would encourage you, at least in the morning, the beginning, when we do our kickoff, say hello, really tell our story before our friends get to go visit. Could tell in South the first go around. I would encourage you to be there. You can kind of see the magic in the room, the excitement, and just the great work that our district has done and our sites have done around the community school efforts.
Is this on our calendar?
I don't know.
Paulina? Would that be on our calendar?
When is it?
It's next Wednesday. It starts the 18th. It starts at 8:30 in the morning. But it's an all-day. It's an all-day affair. We have 120.
8 a.m.?
8:30 in the morning.
8:30?
La Palma room.
La Palma.
Here.
Yes.
Could we put it in the Friday?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's 4 of them. This is the first of 4.
Can maybe put them all in
Yeah.
so we can get it?
Yeah, it's a full day. We have a lot of folks, but just to come see the work that's being done, and especially in the morning when they start to go on the bus and go visit the schools, that's different. But if you could be there, it'd be great just to see the great things that are happening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Did you have a report?
Yeah, I do have a quick report. If the board recalls, a student who spoke at a soapbox finals, and he also went to the Nixon Library. His name is Matthew Franco. He's the one who talked about fentanyl, an independent learning student. He is now attending, I think, Irvine Valley College, and he has been invited to represent the district in, I believe, Sacramento at the statewide speech finals in that particular area. So he's really another student just that could have gone a different direction, but because of the amazing support at the Independent Learning Center, the teachers, he is on a very healthy path.
Thank you for reporting that. Appreciate that. Wonderful news.
Well, I'd also like to join the Board of Trustees in just recognizing our school administrators just for the amazing work that they do each and every day. We're very thankful, very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to take this time to thank the Magnolia High School admin team and their site staff for hosting the Dr. Jan and Ross Innovation Center. They did an amazing job, as well as Quentin and your team as well, Van and all the techs. They worked really, really hard for many, many days to get the place ready. So I want to make sure that the staff know that we're very grateful for that. We also have some exciting ribbon cutting ceremony coming up in the next couple of months. Western High School practice field, as I have shared with you, they're already using the field, but we will be having an official ribbon cutting at their homecoming night as well. That will be in October, as well as the Cypress High School track and field. They already practiced there, and then some of the work is being completed as we speak, and they're also hoping to have a ribbon cutting ceremony in October. So lots of projects are coming, finishing up, and so very excited our kids are using those facilities already at this point.
Nancy, do we have those dates certain yet?
Yes, once we have it confirmed, we're checking the school on the time. Definitely, we'll make sure that everybody is invited, and we'll ask our PIO, John Batista, to post that on social media as well, and invite the community to come join us as well. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Just briefly, I've had the opportunity in the last couple of weeks to visit Lexington and Cypress, and I just want to thank the staff and the administrators there for making it so welcoming to both me and to the parents and the parents' attorneys who join me when I'm there. So thank you.
Bravo.
We're a little more than a month into the school year, and I think tonight was a very important reminder of the important work that's going on back at our sites. Neutral Ground is obviously one of our many important programs. There's so many across the district that really, when you think about all the work that's being done by staff, teachers, counselors, programs, administrators, it reminds us of why our LCAP goals are basically our main goals for this school year is really supporting and servicing the students and families that are at the margins. And you saw powerful evidence from the two fathers that spoke, representing the students from Neutral Ground, and the students that spoke of why our work is so important at every site, but in particular for those students and families that are furthest from opportunity. So to echo the board and Brad and the important work of the administrators that they're doing day in and day out, but also the rest of our staff, our teachers, our counselors, our classified staff, and everyone involved on a day-to-day basis.
Thank you. Mr. Hoshi.
Well, one of the privileges of being a board member is getting to go to all of these back-to-school nights. And so I've gotten to go to about 10 of them, and a back-to-school breakfast even at CVA. One of the things I do have to acknowledge is I loved what Western High School did. They had performances at the beginning of the evening with a food truck, and then they had the class time, class visitation time, and at the very end, they had more performances. So at the very end of the evening, there were all these people in the quad, and I thought, boy, that's a really good idea. And I think, but every school has different nuances and a lot of creativity being demonstrated. Some of the meetings I got to go to was the Community School Steering Committee. I got to sit with the school I represent at Western High School, and so it was great getting to know that team along with the Orangeview team. We had a City of Cypress virtual meeting that we got to share our concerns and so forth and how the school year is going. I got to sit on the insurance committee yesterday, and it said till 5 o'clock, and I was so happy it ended at 3:40. So that was a treat. And student discipline, I got to be a part of that, and always looking at the creative ways that we are doing to like talk about how we can correct behavior, but not make it look like it's punishment, but really connect with the kids through the restorative practices that we have. I got to go to the HOPE program called Each One Teach One. It was sponsored by Nitish Patel, that's his organization, along with the Orange County Fire Authority. These guys gave up their day off, and they were there barbecuing hot dogs. I was just so impressed with that. Each of the students at Hope, and Dr. Nian is part of this too. Each one of the students received a personalized pair of Vans shoes and a backpack. And the energy on that campus was just so high. So anyway, it's been so much fun going to football games and just seeing all the spirit at the schools. And so I'm really enjoying my time being able to represent our students. So.
Thank you, Mr. Hoshi. Mr. O'Neill.
What about Cypress Zoom meeting? Did you mention that?
I did mention that. Did he? Oh, you know what? I do have to acknowledge a couple of people too. Let's see. We had a meeting with Scott Sangren, who's here, and Patty Neely, our Executive Director of Facilities, Scott, our Director of Transportation. We were working at the parking lot at Cypress to make it more safe and more efficient. And, Cypress High School was built for 1,800 students originally, and, we have about 2,800 students. So parking, we're always looking at creative ways, because I think Principal Brown said we had like 5 spaces left. So we were really looking at bus drop-off. So thank you so much for being so proactive in helping us find solutions. And then I want to commend Eric Greenwood and his team. We have emergencies, and I just love the way seeing these emails of how proactive he is and his team and the constant updates that we get. And I know the National Administrators Week is coming up, but I want to let you guys all know that next Tuesday, September 17th, is National IT Day.
Yay!
So thank you, Eric, and your team.
Very good, yeah. Made him blush. All right.
Mr. O'Neill.
Well, unfortunately, I missed many back-to-school nights because I was out of the country for just a short while. So to the schools I didn't make it to, I apologize for that, but I have been to 7 since I returned, and they all seem to be well attended, and talking to the teachers, they are all excited for the year. They're having a good year so far, so I'm very happy to hear that. I attended the grand opening of the cybersecurity building, which was very well attended. Everybody was excited to see it. It's an exciting building to go see. I know everybody probably in this room has seen it. So people that are looking and haven't seen it, you should stop by to see it. Hats off to the staff that, Patty Neely and her staff that had the design factor, and then the construction, and Patty and Nancy Nean for following it through. I attended a ROP board meeting last night, and everything is moving forward well in that area. So a lot of nice programs throughout all of our 5 districts. So nice to hear about that. And I mentioned about the Zoom meeting that I didn't hear you say, but I was there too. Yeah. And I just wanted to say one more thing about parents. And I know we had talked about in the past, we have had parent institutes. And I think that we need to look more into that and see how we can bring those back more throughout the district. I've attended many graduations for those, and I know we have talked about it, but I think that we need to relook at that and see what we can do about bringing. I think that's a big benefit to the parents, and if it's benefiting the parents, it's benefiting the students, and it's also benefiting the district. So, thank you.
Thank you,
Well,
Ms. Smith.
I attended the insurance committee meeting, and it was short. That's unusual. I've been on it for over 20-some years, and that was a first. And the discipline committee really gives us a lot of feedback when the teachers express their wants, their desires, their needs, in making their teaching experience easier. And it really gives an opportunity for the people on the committee to discuss and think about it, and I appreciate that committee. I've served on it for many years, and it's beneficial. I was unable to attend Dr. Billings and Ross's Billings dedication to this, and this is on page 3. And here is Jan, dressed in a yellow jacket. And I'm going to mail it to her because people don't take newspapers anymore. But it was also in the Anaheim Bulletin today. But I wanted to say, just briefly, when I came on this board, Jen Billings was the superintendent. And I always referred to her as my mentor, because when I was a new board member, she's older than myself, and it developed a friendship of just special. So when I started on the board, I went to every single school in the district and every bathroom. So I was able to coordinate with her what needed to be done to upgrade these. And when I went to Magnolia High School, she told me where she and her husband taught, and I went to that room, and it was suffocating. And the design back at those times in the 50s, the ceilings were very, very low. And it was just ugly construction. So when I came back to meet with Jan, I told her, I said, we need to air condition our schools because it was suffocating. And as I went from school to school to school, I realized it was just plain a necessity. So the person that wrote this article, I just thought did a wonderful job. It's so comprehensive. And I look at Patty Neely back there, and it just expresses how special you are, uniquely special. Most people wouldn't even be able to grapple what your job entails. And did you see this article, Patty? I would like it back, but I'm going to leave it for you. And I want to also make sure I get this back. Goes to Jan. You'll appreciate it. And they mention your name. But I also want to mention Eric Greenwood. Are you looking up at me? This is another person that has an awesome task to do what he does to run this school district. And I just want to thank you. Years ago when I first met Eric, we were walking out in the parking lot, and I had learned what his job entailed way back then. It's more now, much more. And I said to Eric, how do you what do you tell your kids when people ask them what their father does? And he said, what was the answer? the world of business. But, I mean, it is so complex, and you wonder, well, how do children even express to writing on a paper what their parents do? So I'm just grateful. I have enjoyed the people I've known over these years and love everybody. I've said it at the table over the years. I love everyone. And the kindness and the spirit of just hard work that I find in everyone. So I just want to say thank you and enjoy the rest of the meeting.
Okay. Thank you. I'll just really quick, as Nancy said, congratulations to all who were involved in putting on the ribbon cutting. It was a tremendous event, and as many people that came, even though it was, I don't know, 90-something degrees, it was so hot, but everybody was welcoming, and it was just really amazing, and the students that were giving tours were excellent, and so thank you for that. Didn't mention the principal's breakfast, the PTA principal breakfast. I really love the overview that was given to everyone, just really to remind everyone the contributions of PTA. I'm a diehard PTA fan, member forever. Just to remind you, kindergarten wouldn't be here without PTA, and movie ratings, G and PG, that was established by PTA. So just a few of the many wonderful contributions to the educational system with PTA. Superintendent Matsuda and I attended a Black African American Family Affinity Group meeting where Dr. Bryant was facilitating, and parts of the Black Task Force, which just shows the outreach and diversity of groups that we service in our district. Of course, my ROP meetings, and we had a one-on-one with our superintendent as well. It's hard to get to know people when you're in a group and setting, and so it was really nice to have that one-on-one meeting with him. And our wonderful Ligia works so hard for ROP. Want to acknowledge you stayed for the whole meeting. Thank you. Appreciate you. You're always so welcoming and lovely to everyone that you work with, and you make an impact wherever you go. So thank you, everybody, and we will move on so everybody can get out of here.
I should have said the contrast from where Jan taught originally to the new building that has her name on it is not night and day. It's just two different worlds. So anyway,
That's true.
Was
True.
remiss.
All right, any recommendations for agenda items? Okay, seeing none, all in favor?
So moved.
Aye.
All right, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Good night, everyone.